Yo, welcome back to my channel. Here's a video coming by TikTok, of course, and it's about a mother is upset with a McDonald's manager for not hiring her son. And so the mother feels like she could just call this manager racist. So let's see what she's talking about and see if she's racist or not. Without further ado.
Well, we're gonna run these cameras.
You ain't gonna run nothing, ma'am.
You're gonna get
You
these
ain't gonna
cameras
run nothing.
run
No, you ain't gonna run nothing.
because
what
you're
you're
not
gonna
gonna
do is
do
get yourself
that
in a lot of
illegally.
trouble.
Well, let us go. I'm ready, and I'm
Go
always
take the legal
prepared.
action. Go take the legal
Always
action.
prepared.
Go take the legal
Always
action.
prepared. That's
Okay.
one thing you gotta understand is that you have to
Have a
be
good day.
ready so you don't have to
Have a
get
good
ready.
day.
That is a child.
That is a 16-year-old looking for a job.
Yes,
And you're not
and
gonna
he's
get
a
every
child.
job that you apply for.
And I know
and
that.
this isn't helping him get a job at all. And it's
First
not
of
teaching
all,
him anything.
and it's not.
No,
It's not. But it is going to teach him that just because you are a racist,
A black
it's
woman
not
told him
going
the first
to-
time to pull his hair out of his face, but I am a
Brian,
racist.
did you put your hair in a ponytail the last time you were here?
I pulled it back.
You pulled it back. Thank you. He did not put it in a ponytail.
I didn't ask him to put in a ponytail.
What did you
I
ask
asked him
him?
to pull his hair out of his face.
Did you try?
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, put my hair in the ponytail.
You put it in a ponytail. Did he not?
I told him
Did
some
he
lessons in
not?
life I learned the hard way.
Did he not?
I don't know if he did. I walked away.
Well,
I just want to tell the Yankees fans.
we go.
Okay, it cut off right there unexpectedly, but imagine going getting your son and taking it back up to McDonald's or any establishment and be pissed off at the manager or whatever employee is there just because you didn't hire their son because of whatever action you told them to do and they didn't do it or they had an attitude about it. And like this guy's 16 years old. And if you can't take rejection like that, you're not going to get every job you go apply for. A lot of these people have this sense of entitlement where, oh, you got to hire me because I fill out the application or whatever the case is. A person doesn't have to hire you just because you're black or you're white or you're a woman or you're some type of minority. They don't have to hire you. It could be the way you present yourself, i.e. this case, is the way he was dressed or groomed. If there's an issue with the hair, especially, working at a food establishment, your hair has to be a certain way because you don't want hair falling in the product that you're about to serve people, right? But yet you're that into your feelings to where you have to go tell your mama so she can come up there and try to bully the manager because you didn't get hired. I say it all the time, this generation, these millennials and Gen Zers or whatever, Gen Ys, whatever, you guys are different. Like you can't take rejection, so you want to get upset for the smallest little thing. I remember when I got my first job. I worked at a pizza place in Dallas, Texas. Well, not Dallas, but Cedar Hill, Texas, and it's called Pizza Inn. The job sucked. I first applied to that job, then I applied to Sack and Save. Didn't get the job at Sack and Save. Did I get mad about it? No. That's what fill out the application, move on to the next one. I didn't go tell my mama, he didn't hire me. They racist. See, black people are so quick to throw that word around when it has nothing to do with it. We're so quick to call someone a name, call them out a name, want to fight somebody just because we don't get our way. Maybe it's that you don't meet the qualifications. And what's also what excuse me, what is this teaching this kid? He's 16 years old. You know, depending on his size, people from the outside looking in because that's a full grown man. Although he's 16, presents himself as a full grown man. So what is that teaching him for later on in life? Something happens, call your mama. It's not always be the case. Think about it, like when a lot of these guys get pulled over, woman, man, whatever, they get pulled over for doing something stupid. Call my mama, call my mama. You see that? You notice that, right? Call my mama, call my mama. Where are the daddies? Where are the fathers in these things, in these situations? The father's never there. The father, having a father in a household, if there was one obviously in the household, the father would have told him, "You're not gonna always win, son. Dust yourself off, get up and do something else, find another job." But single mothers raising these men, trying to raise men, but you can't raise a man because you're not a man. You're a woman trying to raise a man. You know, they're trying to raise their sons, but they're raising them how they want to present themselves. He's just a more feminized man. He's gonna be more into his feelings, unable to control himself, unable to control his actions. Because I'm not saying that all women are this way. For those who have men or the fathers that are in their sons' lives, their children's lives, they could teach them the opposite side of that. The masculinity side, where the woman cannot. So here he is in his feelings. He felt he had to go tell his mom that he didn't get the job because of whatever situation, racist. And so now he's up there arguing with the manager. Like she said, that's not gonna help you get the job. Arguing with the mom. What's that make you look like? As far as like the son, how does that make you look to all these other people? Oh, he had to go call his mama. He had to go call his mama. Yeah, think about that for a minute. Like you see this with a lot of these younger this generation these days. They always want to get the mama. Why? Handle like a man. You didn't get the job. Move the fuck on. I'm gonna run this back again. I'm gonna stop at certain points so I can point out certain things that was said.
You're gonna run these cameras.
You ain't gonna run nothing, ma'am.
You're gonna get
You
these
ain't gonna
cameras
run nothing.
run.
No, you ain't gonna.
You see that? You're gonna run this camera. She comes up there, attitude, trying to tell the manager of this this McDonald's what to do. What person, her being the manager, would hire that person after that? You're gonna run these cameras. You're gonna do exactly what I say. Think about that. How is this mom gonna come in here and tell her what to do, and then expect her to still hire her son? It's something saying difference between a man and a woman. Man, sucks. Move on. Woman, I'm in my feelings, and I'm gonna put it out on you.
Ain't gonna run nothing.
Because
What
you're not
do
gonna
is get
do
yourself
that
in a lot of
illegally.
trouble.
Well, let us go. I'm ready, and I'm
Go
always
take the legal
prepared.
action. Go take.
Ready for confrontation just because the manager's not doing what the mom wants her to do, and the manager's domain. That's crazy.
Legal
Always
action.
prepared.
Go take the legal
Always
action.
prepared. That's
Okay.
one thing you got to understand is that you have to
Have a
be
good day.
ready so you don't have to
Have a
get
good
ready.
day.
That's a threat. It's a low key threat. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. What does that mean? Now she's threatening, violence on the manager for not hiring your son. That's crazy.
That is a child.
That is a 16-year-old looking for a job.
Yes.
And you're not
And
going to
he's
get
a
every
child.
job that you apply for.
And I know
Exactly. You're not gonna get every job you apply for. A lot of these people these days just don't understand that. That's why they say, the Gen Xers, my generation, and further back, the baby boomers, all that, we're the hardest working generation because, we understood that. Our parents told us about, if you don't always gonna get the job, you keep going. No matter what. Stay motivated, stay dedicated to what you're trying to do. And it sucks because you think about it, Gen X, my generation, moving forward, we're responsible for these kids. The way they act, the way they're doing the things that they do. It sucks. I'm in that situation. Well, not situation, but that's my generation. Just letting all these kids, be feminine and more, emasculated, especially the males. Luckily my sons aren't that way. I was there to, their presence. Yo, you ain't gonna always win. Play sports, play football. You got to get beat up. You got to go through this stuff so you can know what it's like, so you know how to move later on in life. Because a lot of these people, like Mike Tyson said, you don't always have a plan until you get hit in the mouth. That's true. If then we get hit in the mouth, you're not gonna know what to do because you get stuck. So that's why I'm all for, I hate to say bullying, but back in my day when you was young, it's like mental toughness. It builds character. You either rise to occasion, confront your bully, or you're gonna go run hide and be scared the rest of your life. And that's what a lot of these people do. Like these days, they don't know how to they don't want to, put hands together, so they want to go grab a pistol all the time. Oh, I feel disrespected. I'm gonna go grab a pistol. Just crashing out in their feelings. See, stuff like this leads up to something much worse.
And this isn't helping him get a job at all.
See?
And it's
First
not
of
teaching him
all,
anything.
and it's not.
Like you said, it's not teaching them anything. Every time you get mad, just call your mama. It's not teaching them nothing. So what happens when you out in corporate world, you're in his 20s, mama, they didn't hire me at this job. I didn't get promotion. What you gonna run to your mama for? You gonna run in? What's that gonna teach you?
No,
It's not. But it is going to teach him that just because you are a racist.
Just because you are a racist. How is that racism? Please tell me. She doesn't even know the meaning of the word. And you say, like, the whole, like, I hate to keep saying this. It keeps going back to this whole black fatigue. We just throw that word around so often. It just has no meaning anymore. It's like, oh, it's racist. Oh, it's right. The light's racist because it's taking too long. It let the other person's car next to me go. That's pretty much, that's how we use it. I just a random word we throw out there just to, yeah, I got you moment. Oh, you're a racist. Like, what? It has nothing to do with racist. Oh, you're racist. That is crazy.
A black
It's
woman
not
told him the
going
first
to-
time to pull his hair out of his face, but I am a racist.
Brian, did you put your
And the thing is, like I said, the manager there, the black woman told him to put his face out and pull her hair out of his face. That's doing the actual interview. It had nothing to do with the white manager, but that she's calling her a racist.
hair in a ponytail the last time you were here?
I pulled it back.
You pulled it back. Thank you. He did not put it in a ponytail.
I didn't ask him to put it in a ponytail.
What did you
I
ask
asked him
him?
to pull his hair out of his
Did
face.
you try?
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I put my hair in a ponytail.
You put it in a ponytail. Did he not?
I told him
Did
some
he
lessons in
not?
life are learned the hard way.
Did he not?
I don't know if he did. I walked away.
Well,
I just want to tell the Yankees.
And again, that's where the video stops. But it's crazy, like, we as a people just can't take accountability for our own actions. We have to just blame everybody else but ourselves. It's always the same thing. You see, and her teaching him, as a female teaching their mother, a mother teaching the son, he's going to be the same way. Father, I hate to say it, but a lot of men take accountability for our actions. So she's pretty much teaching her son to not have any accountability. And he's going to run with that for the rest of his life. He's going to be hardwired. And that's, gets out, he becomes an adult. Oh, it's not my fault you got pregnant. No accountability. But, that's how it's going to go for him. If that's what he's leading to right now from age of 16 to moving forward, not taking accountability, he's going to have a hard life. He's going to have hard realizations once, he starts to learn this lesson. But that's my thoughts. That's my comment on it. Let me know your thoughts, comments down in the section below. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Was it good? Was it bad? Was the mother wrong? Was the son wrong for bringing his mother in it? Was the manager wrong for apparently being a racist, but she didn't seem like she was? Let me know. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, give me a thumbs up, and then to catch you next video. Peace.